wish to speak. And also, just to let you know, the hands this afternoon will all be random because this is such a big topic. Nearly everything comes into this category. So let me start up this slideshow. Let me just click on the right button, and hopefully you can all see this screen. And we're going to look at various bidding sequences and try and analyze what each bid shows. And there will be a few poll questions coming up. And also just wanted to let you know that the answers to all the bidding questions are all pretty much summarized in my bidding sheet. So if you don't have that, or if you've lost a copy, go to the website shown there and you can print out a copy. It pretty much covers all the bidding that we'll be covering today. The one exception that this doesn't cover is it doesn't cover transfer bids, but there are other slides there that do, and in particular there's this slide you'll find which is a summary of transfer responses, so you should be familiar with that if you've decided to play transfers. So let's have a look at a few bidding sequences and analyze them as we go and see if we can determine what they show. So let's look at a bidding sequence like this where West opens 1 heart and East raises it to 3 hearts. What does the 1 heart bid show? Well, it shows 12 to 20 or 12 to 19 points. It's an approximate range. With 11 points you'll sometimes open one of a suit, and sometimes with 20 points you'll open one of a suit. But that's what it shows. It shows 4 or more hearts, and the point range is that. By the way, this is if you're playing Acol. Of course, if you were playing 5-card majors, it would show 5 or more hearts. But here, playing standard Acol, it just shows 12 to 20 with 4 or more hearts. And what does your partner's response of 3 hearts show? Well, that's an invitational bid showing 10 to 12 points and 4 or more hearts. Okay? Do interrupt me if you have any questions about this, but I hope that's all fairly clear. And if West now passes, well, they are now limiting their hand. They're showing that they really have a minimum hand, probably no more than 13 points, because if you had 14 or more, you would probably go on. So that's what this bidding shows. West has got 12 to 13 points with 4 hearts. East has got 10 to 12 points with 4 hearts, or more rather. And it could be, for example, a hand like this, where West opened a heart, East raised to 3 hearts, and West passed. If you want to analyze this in terms of the losing trick count, you would assume this showed that a minimum hand for opener of 7 losers, and to bid 3 hearts shows a 6 loser hand, which I think this hand has. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losers there, and this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I said 6 losers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losers. Sorry, I misspoke there. A 2-heart bid would be a 9 loser hand. 3-heart bid would be an 8 loser hand. So this is indeed an 8 loser hand. The Queen of Spades and the 2 normally counts as 2 losers. And similarly, you would pass this whether you're using the losing trick count or using your point count evaluation. So I had another question on this one, which is, can we decide which of these bids are forcing, invitational, or sign-off? And I've got a poll for you now, and I'd like you to tell me in a minute whether the 1 heart bid is forcing, invitational, or sign-off. A forcing bid is one that you expect your partner to respond to, that they must not really pass. An invitational bid is one they can pass but don't have to. And a sign-off bid is one you expect your partner to pass. So I'm going to launch the first of the polls on this subject, and for each bid, can you decide whether they are forcing, invitational, or sign-off? And if you're on an iPad or something, you may need to click on next because there are two parts to this question. Okay, so see if you can decide which of these categories each bit comes into. Do interrupt me if you don't understand the question and I can explain it any more clearly. And this is really just
Tony,
yes?
Tony, what was the second part?
So there's for each bid, you need to decide if it's forcing, invitational or sign-off. So for 1 heart, there's 3 options, and for 3 hearts, there are 3 options.
Oh, I see. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So do go ahead and answer. So we're up to 83% who've participated. This is really just to test your understanding of what it means to say that a bid is forcing, or a bid is invitational, or a bid is a sign-off bid. Okay, let's end the poll there, and I'll share the results with you. And for the first one, 74% have said it's invitational, 22% said it's forcing, and 4% said sign-off. For the second one, 3 hearts, you've nearly all gone for invitational, 85%, again with a small number going for forcing and 11% going for a sign-off. Well, the answer is that both bids are invitational. That is to say, when your partner opens 1 heart, you don't have to bid. With a very weak hand, you can pass. So that counts as an invitational bid. And the 3 heart bid is also invitational. You can pass it, which is what Wes did here, or they can go on. You're not obliged to bid. So both bids are invitational. Anyone have any questions about that? Did you understand it? Do you understand it now, what I mean by those terms? I hope you do. Yeah, I'm listening.
You know, West said 1 heart. If East had 3 hearts, would he still go to 3? Would he be 3 hearts or 2 hearts?
So the answer is you should never raise your partner to the 3 level with only 3 cards.
Okay.
If you have 6 to 9 points and only 3 hearts, you can bid 2 hearts as an alternative to responding 1 no trump. But you should never raise your partner to the 3 level or above with only 3 cards, because they may only have a 4 card suit, and you don't really want to be playing in a 7 card suit most of the time.
Thank you.
All right, so that 3 heart bid should promise at least 4 hearts. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Here, West opens 1 club. Let's say that's 12 to 20 points with 4 clubs, and your partner responds 1 heart. And I've got a second poll question for you here, again with 2 parts. I'd like you to tell me the point range of that 1 heart, and the second part is how many hearts does it show? So here comes the second poll, and the question is, what does the 1 heart show? How many points and how many hearts? Okay, let's end the poll there, and let's have a look at the results. And the majority here have gone for 6 to 16 points. 55% have said 6 to 16, and that is the correct answer. All the other answers are wrong. 6 to 9 points is wrong, 6 to 12 points is wrong, 9 to 15 points is wrong. And it promises 4 hearts. So the overwhelming majority, 93%, went for 4, says that shows 4 cards, only 2 people said 5 cards. So if you got that one wrong, you definitely need to study your bidding sheet and understand that the 1 heart response to 1 club could show easily up to 16. Occasionally it might even be more, and that it promises just 4 cards. Okay? Do interrupt me if you'd like to ask a question about that. Now, let's suppose West now bids 2 clubs, rebids 2 clubs. What does that show? Well, that's putting their hand in the minimum category. Minimum for opener is something like 12 to 15 points. It's promising 5 or more clubs because you're rebidding that suit. And quite importantly, it's showing that you don't have 4 or more hearts. You've got between 0 to 3 hearts. Okay? Otherwise, you would have supported your partner's hearts rather than rebidding the clubs. Does it show anything else? Anyone like to unmute themselves and tell me if they think it shows anything else?
Not forcing.
Sorry?
It's not forcing.
It's not forcing, no. Well, the other thing it shows is that you don't have 4 spades. Almost certainly, if you had 4 spades, you should be rebidding 1 spade rather than rebidding 2 clubs. So it shows all those things. And let's suppose East passes. Well, East is obviously showing a hand that they're not going for game here, or not interested in inviting game. Probably a hand with no more than 10 points. Maybe if you had 11 or more, you might be looking to invite game or something here. Does it show anything else? Well, not much really. It could well be a hand something like this, where it's gone 1 club, 1 heart, 2 clubs, pass. So that would be a suitable pair of hands for this auction. And again, I'd like a third poll for you. Can you tell me, identify for each of those 3 bids, whether they are forcing, invitational, or sign-off? Give you a minute to think about that. And here comes the third poll. Are those bids forcing, invitational, or sign-off? Here it comes. Again, you may need to click on next to get to the second and third question. Okay, we're up to 83% have participated. So let's end the poll there and let's share the results with you. So for the first one, most of you have correctly said that is 1 club is an invitational bid, of course. Of course, it's not a sign-off bid. Maybe some of you clicked on the wrong thing there. 1 club is invitational. Your partner can bid or may decide not to bid. Most importantly, the 1 heart bid is actually a forcing bid. And 52% of you said forcing, whereas 41% said invitational, and that is wrong. A new suit by responder in response to 1 of a suit is absolutely forcing, and West cannot pass 1 heart. It is a bad mistake to pass 1 heart because that is a forcing bid. And the third bid, the 2 club bid, that is actually an invitational bid. Your partner could go on, or they might pass. So here, the majority of you got that wrong, and you said that 2 clubs was a sign-off bid, 52%. 44% got that right, because it is an invitational bid. So if you got any of those wrong, really the purpose of this quiz is to, as well as me sort of understanding what people think, that you should be understanding when your partner makes a bid, is it invitational or is it forcing, or is it a sign-off bid? And very importantly, that 1 heart bid is absolutely forcing. Your partner cannot pass it. The only time they could pass it is if the next person after the 1 heart bid makes a bid. So if, for example, it went 1 club and East bids 1 heart, if South bids something or doubles, now West doesn't have to bid because East will have another chance to bid. So if East has nothing else to say, maybe if they have a very balanced hand and a minimum hand, they can pass. But in the absence of any bidding by the opponents, the 1 heart bid is forcing. If you think about it, it really must be a forcing bid because it could be up to 16 points and your partner's open, so you must not stop short of game in that situation. All right. Any comments or questions on that? Let's try another one. Here it's gone 1 heart, 1 no trump. And what does the 1 no trump bid show there? Well, it shows 6 to 9 points. It shows that you don't have a heart fit. You've got no more than 3 hearts at most. And most importantly as well, it shows that you don't have 4 spades. This is one of the most common bidding errors I see, someone responding to 1 of a suit in 1 no trump when they have a 4-card suit, especially a major suit, that they could bid. So that 1 no trump bid shows 0, 1, 2 or 3 spades. It says that you don't have a 4-card spade suit. And it may not be a balanced hand, but it's the only bid you can make at the 1 level to show 6 to 9 points. Let's suppose the bidding continues 2 no trump here. What do we think the 2 no trump bid is? Well, it's basically saying, partner, I know you've told me you've got 6 to 9 points. I'm thinking of game here, but only if you're at the top end of 6 to 9. So I think that should show about 17 points. In other words, if your partner had 8 or 9 points, you'd like them to go on to 3 no trump, presumably. Or if they don't, if they're a dead minimum 6 or 7, you would like them to pass. And if they pass here, that's what they should be showing, 6 to 7 points. Okay. Once again, let's have another poll here and see if you can tell me for each of those 3 bids what category they fall into. So 1 heart, the 1 no trump response, and the 2 no trump rebid. Are they invitational or forcing or sign off? And let's launch the next poll there. Okay, we're up to 90% on that one. So let's end the poll there and I'll share the results with you. So for the first one, 1 of suit, 93% said invitational. That's correct. 1 heart is not a forcing bid. For the 1 no trump response, most of you again got that right. 79% said it's invitational. Some said it's forcing and some said it's a sign off. And for the 2 no trump rebid, sorry, let me just close the window. For the 2 no trump rebid, again, most of you said that's invitational, 89%, with a small number going for forcing and for sign off. Yes. And well done, most of you. Yes, all the bids here are invitational. All 3 are invitational. If you got those wrong and you want them explained what I'm talking about by this, do let me know. I'm very happy to try to explain this to you, either now or afterwards, if you don't really understand what I'm talking about. Obviously, most of you have got these right, but not everyone. How about this one? This one is going to be a transfer bidding sequence. So West opens 1 no trump, which we know shows 12 to 14 and a balanced hand. And East bids 2 diamonds. And this assumes you're playing transfers. And what that 2 diamond bid shows is 5 or more hearts. So it's going to be an instruction for your partner to bid 2 hearts. Does the 2 diamond bid show anything else? Anyone like to suggest anything? Well, the answer is not really. Yeah, that's really all it shows. It doesn't show anything in terms of points. It could be 0 points or it could be a massive hand, but it just shows 5 hearts. Your partner responds 2 hearts. That doesn't really show anything either. It's pretty much the 2 diamonds is a command to bid 2 hearts, and East then bids 4 hearts. So what do these bids show? As I said, the 2 heart bids doesn't really show anything, but the 4 heart bid should be promising a 6 card heart suit, because West might only have 2 hearts. So it shows enough points for game, perhaps around 12, but no real aspirations to go any further. So it probably no more than 17 points. With more, you might be thinking about the possibility of a slam. But that's what that shows. Okay, so that's what that particular bidding sequence shows. And again, I'd like you to try this poll. There are 4 questions in it, and I'd like you to identify each of those bids. The 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts and 4 hearts. Are they invitational, forcing, or sign-off? So here comes what I think may be the last poll today. And okay, let's end the poll there, and let's share those final results with you. So the 1 no trump opening bid, everyone almost unanimously identified that correctly as an invitational bid. Yes, of course, 1 no trump is invitational. It can be passed, or you could go on to bid. The 2 diamond bid, 85% of you have correctly said that that is a forcing bid, in the sense that your partner is expected to bid 2 hearts and not expected to pass that. So it's not invitational. The 2 diamond bid is forcing. 85% of you got that right. 15% said it was invitational. And the 2 heart response, which is a forced bid, comes in the category of invitational. Your partner could pass that, or they may be planning to bid something. So 85% of you were correct in saying that 2 hearts is invitational. 15% said forcing, which was not right. And unanimous reply for the 4 heart bid. All of you correctly identified 100% that 4 heart bid is a sign-off bid. And that's absolutely right. Your partner would never be expected to bid again after you have bid like that. Okay, so so that is most of you got most of those right.
Tony?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's Lee here. Can I just
Yes.
ask a question, just on that last hand only? Were East to be sitting with 5 hearts, you would bid 3 hearts. That would then be considered invitational, wouldn't it? You're shaking your head.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head. So after the 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 heart bid,
Yeah.
if you bid 3 hearts,
Yeah.
that would be invitational, but it would promise a 6 card suit. 3 hearts would be invitational with a 6 card suit. 2 no trump would be invitational with a 5 card suit.
Blimey. Okay, let me write that.
Yeah.
So, and the point range would be the same.
Well, yeah. Actually, I will go back to my. It's covered in the bidding sheet here, which I brought up briefly here.
Right.
And and this is how you show invitational hands. So to look at that exact example, it's this middle section here. After 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. If you have 6 hearts and want to make an invitational bid, you bid 3 hearts.
Right.
If you have 5 hearts and want to make an invitational bid, you bid 2 no trump.
That's it. But the point range is less. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have enough for game, then like this example here we just looked at was you bid 4 hearts, and that should be showing a 6 card suit and enough points for game. And if you have only 5 hearts, you rebid 3 no trump. Okay. Right. And that shows enough points for game, but only 5 hearts. So Lee, you're not alone in not being totally clear on that. I find that when this question comes up, people who play transfers, who've been playing transfers for years, don't seem to quite know the right rebids to make. So do study this chart or look at it online.
Okay, I've got to, yeah.
Tony, can I ask something, Barbara?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
I've been taught if I open one note trump and somebody says, my partner says 2 diamonds, if I've got 14 points and 4 hearts, I go 3 hearts.
Right. Yes.
Is that correct? Because it seems to confuse a lot of people.
Yes. So that is not something covered in here, but what you have just described is called a super accept. So 95 times out of 100, when your partner bids 2 diamonds, you will just bid 2 hearts. But if you have a maximum hand and 4 hearts, you can do a super accept, and that is showing exactly that. That's showing a very good heart fit and a maximum, and that's the situation where you can jump. There are other systems available, and some people ascribe different meanings to different bids if you don't complete the transfer as described. So if you don't bid 2 hearts, some people have different kinds of meanings for what it means if you bid something else. But a very simple system that I recommend, and the one you're alluding to, is to jump to 3 hearts if you have, which is called a super accept. It's showing a strong hand within the ranges of 1 note trump and a good trump fit. But that doesn't come up too often, but that's what it means if it does. Any other questions or comments? So that's it for the talk today. I didn't do this quiz to sort of make people feel bad, but just to help you identify if you have a misunderstanding about what certain bids show. So it's quite useful for me. And if you've got any of those answers wrong, then do have a look at them again. I'll put this video on the internet and see if you can understand where your misunderstandings lie, or contact me if I can help as well. That's going to end the talk there. And the only thing I need to do is ask if there's anyone on the line here who needs a partner for the 2 o'clock game.
I need a partner.
Who is that, say?
Ruth Bluston.
Ruth Plus.
As well, Tony, Shamim.
Okay. Anyone else? You'll have to unmute yourself. Sometimes someone's saying something and I can't see. If there's no one, if you don't need a partner, you can go now. Thank you all very much. And we'll see you all online in 25 minutes. And apart from that, so it looks like we've just got 2 people, Ruth Bluston and Shamim Jata. So would you 2 like to play together?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and do that. You can just find yourselves on Real Bridge.
So
And I'll
just ask you, where was that? You put that last sheet on.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did I find that?
Let me share my screen and show you that. Yeah.
I missed the early part of your talk.
Yeah. Okay. So this is on the website. So let me just wait for that to come up. So on the website of bridgeclass.co.uk, there's the handout section. And if you look on the section under bidding, there's a section all on transfers in detail, which contains a slideshow describing transfers. And in particular, it's got this 1-page slide, which is a summary of transfer responses.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all very much. I will see you all online. And thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.